Hello and welcome to Destination Divergence episode 15, where we last left off. You guys discovered some ruins, fought off a storm with your bare hands, and then have been exploring it. There are still a few rooms remaining in the hallway that you're currently in. Though you did find some strange things here and there, and some valuable things here and there, but so far the place is so ancient that many things have been pretty worn down. So where you last left off, you just found some kind of a library, lots of bookcases, and you each found some magic scrolls that you identified pretty quickly. Leroy, you, walking through the Eldritch Groves, stumble upon these ruins as well, and as you descend within, you notice that there's lots of scorch marks everywhere, despite it raining out currently. Everything looks kind of scorched up. This table here, this massive stone table, you can see, has these like lines of burns all over it. That is kind of being washed away now that the rain has flung over it, but it seems strange to you. But you do barely see some lights flickering in the northern cavern there.
All right. Where am I on the map?
Do you have Roll20 open?
I do.
Okay. Oh, yes, there you are. Okay, so, yes, I should actually grab your token. That's a good point.
Not sure where I'm stumbling in here from.
I copied everyone over but you.
We all came in from this way.
There you go. Yeah, there's kind of a spiral
Okay.
staircase down around the outside of this circular pit, and then you guys ended up in the middle with these 4 doors on each side.
Okay. So as I'm coming down, I'll take notice of the party.
Yeah. Party is actually all up in the northern cavern at the moment. I just didn't feel like actually moving
Okay.
everybody.
They're just...
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, then I will just curiously take a look at this, and is it obvious that people have gone the
There is
north way?
There is some massive metal bars kind of lying on the ground next to both this doorway and the northern doorway. It looks like somebody tore the hinges open on these doors because they open inwards in order to bypass them.
Okay. Sounds like something Nala or Drost would have done. So
Yeah, you're right.
I'll search around for some amount of time, just trying to investigate this place, see if I can find anything that seems powerful.
Sure. Are you doing so stealthily, or are you just going for it?
I as carefully as I normally am, so not insanely stealthy, but
Yeah, not hastily.
Not dancing.
Sure. Roll me an investigation check then.
Sure.
Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Okay, good. Right, we just discussed this outside of the session.
Yep.
Already forgot. But yes.
That's all right. All right, so gotta not use physical dice. Jeez. All right, so /R D20. That does not work. I guess I can probably do it in the doodle thing. Yeah. Not familiar with this /roll.
Thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think /R still works.
It didn't do it for me.
You might have to specify the number of d20. Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's not too bad.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, you have to do /roll, not /R.
Okay.
I just did /R and it worked.
I didn't put a space. I said /RD20 plus 3.
Makes sense.
Which is nonsense.
Well, either way, we got it working.
We did.
With your very long dark vision range, you have no trouble navigating this fairly long. It's a fairly tall corridor as well. They are, this like 30 feet across. So they're also 30 feet tall. These large square corridors that go downwards. They don't look like they were made for humans. The doors themselves are also very large. There are 6 doors, 3 to a side. The 3 doors down one side are currently open, and you see a light in the third door on the left.
Okay. I will investigate that door.
All right, and inside
Is
you
this...
find the party.
Oh, hey, look at that. So they're up here?
Yep. I don't have a map
Oh,
for the actual hallways, just this, because we had a battle in this room, so I just made a battle map.
I see.
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, hello, all you. How'd you find your way here? I am, yes.
Oh,
Did
Leroy!
we even find
Long
this
time no
yet?
see.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
There's
So,
got to be some fate at work
what's here?
here, because
this was the room with the table, right? The fixie things table.
I think that was the last room, but
Is
you
that
may
the
be
last
correct. You may be correct.
There was the desk room and there was the fixie things room.
There was the desk room, the fixie things room, and I believe also a library. I don't know which room you guys ended up in. You guys
yeah, you're right,
could choose whichever you
yeah.
want. I think you ended up in the library, because I think the fixie room was the second room, but I could be
No,
mistaken.
I think you're totally right.
yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Right.
So, Leroy, you see several like stone bookshelves lining the room, like a library. Most of the books are rotten, and some of the linings have survived, but not the text within. But the party's identified some scrolls protected by magic that are spells that they have found.
Oh, protected by magic, like
But
you
just
guys haven't...
being magical objects, they are not susceptible to just being worn down by time.
Yeah, the mold doesn't eat them.
Right.
Sure. So, what are you guys doing here? I have my own reasons, obviously. Go up here.
Simple curiosity.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
simply just doing some ruin hunting and trying to see what we could find.
Well, I'm on a similar trip. Why don't we push on together for a bit?
Sure. And while we're at it, I think one of the spoils we found might be quite useful to you. I actually don't think anyone else among us can use it. And he'll hand Leroy the scroll of cause fear.
Oh. What's this do?
Well, it's a scroll, and the spell that it holds within it is cause fear, and none of us have the ability to cast such a spell. But I believe, judging from your past experience, that this is something in your wheelhouse.
Yes, that's right up my alley. You're correct, Carrick. Thank you. And I will take that.
Pleasure.
I will go into my equipment and add a scroll of cause fear. Oh, that's not a normal kind of scroll, is there? What level is cause fear?
I don't know.
Level 1.
Okay. Add. That's quite a handy little system they have. All right. Well, thank you.
My pleasure.
So is the rest of the tower where I was coming from, that's... You guys have handled that, correct?
Well, some lightning struck the large table in the middle, and some living lightning creatures electrocuted some of us a little bit.
Yeah, that was my mistake for assuming that was intentional.
I almost died.
Well, I am sorry to hear that. How many of them are left?
The creatures?
Yeah.
Oh, none. We dispatched them all.
Oh, they didn't run?
No,
Whatever.
actually, they didn't even try.
Huh. All right. Well, electricity's not always smart.
Oh,
Alright, what's our next room?
There are still 3 doors on the opposite side of the hall. Would you like to pick a lock, break down a door? What's the action here?
Oh, maybe we should take some observations first.
Sure. What do you want to know about the doors? They all look...
more of if we can hear noises.
Oh, sure.
Like on the other side, like sounds or.
Yep. So you make me a perception check as you approach. We'll say the first door on the right.
Oh my god, I'd love to. Ooh, no. That was 14, so 17.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like a stone wall. Doesn't sound like anything to you on the other side of the door.
It just turns. Yeah, there's nothing alive in here. I'll give the door a push.
Door won't budge. At least not with a simple push.
Carrick, you wanna give this one a try?
Yeah, sure. Is that just
Yeah, if you could make me a thieves' tools check. If you're trying to pick the lock.
Is that using interdex?
Your choice.
I love that
All right,
question.
That's cocked. Sorry for the long wait. That's 18.
18. Yeah, it takes you a minute. It's not a quick pick, but you do manage to. You've worked with these stone locks a few times now, trying to figure them out. And this one, something finally clicks. You're able to pop it open. And once you do, the door doesn't immediately lose tension. It's still very stuck in place, but it doesn't take much force to push it now because there's nothing really holding it besides just the friction of all the wear and tear on things sagging into place and all that.
Right.
So, as you open the door to the room, who would be in front opening the door? Would it still be Kark? Or would somebody else lean in?
Well, if it's dark in here, I can take a look.
Yeah, that really depends on, is it super dark inside or whether Carrick would have stepped aside to let me go first.
Yeah, a character would have unlocked the and stepped aside and let you go first.
Okay. So, we still have the light from Felicia, right?
Sure do.
Alright, so, yeah, I would go first.
Alright, so it is dark inside, but fortunately you do have a light. And shining it around, this room actually looks a bit larger than the ones you were in previously. It connects to the second door on that hallway as well, though not the third. So it's a kind of a double-length room. As you look around, Dross, you immediately begin to recognize some things as very large smithing tools. Most of them have had their handles rot away and things like that, but the metal heads of all these tools are still around, and there's a great big bellows-powered forge at the back of the room. That's currently not lit, and it's very eroded by time, but this appears to be some sort of workshop.
You hear from the outside of the door, you can hear Joss go, ooh. Well, I'm immediately going to start poking things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Poking just the random tool heads and things around? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, looking at the tools, looking at any molds, anything that was being crafted, any possible notes and materials.
Okay. So you do notice. Well, go ahead and make me. Yeah, so you have proficiency with smithing tools. Go ahead and make me a roll with smithing tools, with intelligence and proficiency.
Can I give him? I'm gonna give him guidance on this.
You may.
All right. Do I get my? This is not a crafting thing, so I wouldn't get my double proficiency bonus.
I'll give it to you. Sure.
Sure. Okay. All right. 2, 3, 8. Okay. Okay. That's fun. So I rolled a 2, so that's a 12.
12. Okay.
Plus your d4.
Yep. I gotta roll a 2 on the d4.
Rip.
That's very sad.
Yep.
Unfortunate. Well, you notice that these tools, even though they're so large, they're still even heavier than you'd expect for tools of this size. As if the metal is just extremely dense.
Is it a metal I've worked with before?
That's what the check was for, and unfortunately you have not. You don't recognize the metal, and you're unable to identify it, but you're aware it's not just common steel or iron.
Well, I will definitely start collecting it and like piling it up.
Okay.
Do I recognize it at all?
Anybody who wants to make me a check with smithing tools, or if you have an argument for a different check for identifying metal, you may.
I'm proficient with Tinker's tools, but I'm also a member of the House Caniff, and so places like this are very important to me.
Sure. Yeah, intelligence and proficiency from you as well.
All right.
You may guide yourself if you wish.
Excellent, I will. All right, so we're going to go... Whoops, not backslash. That'd be silly. +3 +4. All right, 18.
Look at that.
18, okay. So this again is not a metal you've necessarily worked with, but you at least recognize it. These tools are made of adamantine. So you could gather them up as a source of a fairly significant amount of raw adamantine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was that Carrick who was dealing with it?
That would be Trost.
That is Drost.
Drost. Oh, okay.
That is one of the big Goliaths.
Yes. Now looking over at my voice chart, I remember that.
You can see him just kind of making piles of it, like just humming along.
Yes.
Like,
Drost, this is a very good idea. We should collect as much of this as possible to work with. Do you remember adamantine?
Adamantine, yes, I know it.
So you would have heard of it, just we're unable to identify it. Sure.
Yeah.
If you run out of room, I can put some in my bag of holding as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Store that.
Great
Yeah.
offer.
Yeah, I would say you gather up around 200 pounds of adamantine.
Holy.
Yo.
This is an assortment of very large, very dense, like giant-sized tools. And the metal is heavier than you'd expect for its size, too. So,
How much weight can the bag of holding take?
500 pounds, right?
Correct. I can definitely take that.
All right, yeah. If we
So
want to
200 pounds of adamantine, right?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and load that in.
Yeah, I'll add that to my sheet.
I can definitely carry it, but if I don't need to, I shouldn't, because then I can also just carry a party member if I need to.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll just put it
Throw it
in my
in a
bag.
special
Don't worry about
backpack.
it.
Yeah.
It'll be in
You know you gotta
safekeeping.
carry me sometimes.
Does the forge seem like something that could be started up again?
That was also a question I was thinking of.
Yeah, make me an investigation check, and if Dross wants to help, you could do it at advantage, or Dross could do it at advantage, you guys' choice. Or, again, if you have an argument for a different skill you'd like to apply, you may.
I'm fine investigating it, Drost.
I would love to help you.
There you
All
go.
right, I'll guide myself. So, how do you do advantage? Well,
I think
it's
you-
twice.
Yeah, I think you need to add A at the end somewhere, but I'm not sure.
I would honestly, I'd go to the left, go to the quick roll section, just roll 2d20 and a d4 real quick.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Just
Quick
because I'm
roll.
hella lazy and I just click and have the rolls
Yeah,
out.
no, I totally agree with it. And this chart over here is how much it's plus.
Yeah, or it's how many you're rolling.
Oh, yeah, well, that's not right then.
Well, you can
So-
just take the first two, or yeah.
Okay, so 9 plus 3 plus d4. Wait, no, not 4d4. Just the first one.
That's a lot of fours,
I'll-
Jesus.
It's a lot of force. Remarkably
That
lucky.
was a lot of force.
All right, so 9 plus 7, 16.
16,
Yeah.
okay.
Total spaz here.
So this forge does indeed... It looks very worn down by time, as I mentioned. There's cracks in the stone, but the metal all seems pretty whole. You think if you spent, maybe a day or two on it trying to repair it, you could probably restore it with the right materials, but mostly the structure of it is not whole. But the metal parts, the striking parts, you also would need some pretty large tools to work with it, probably, and a pretty large person, but... with
Okay.
it would be easier to. I wanted to say reforge the forge. It would be easier to repair the forge than to create a new one somewhere, but it wouldn't be an easy undertaking either way.
And thinking to myself and my intuition about this kind of thing, does that seem like something that would be important to do?
I mean, nothing about it strikes you as different from a normal forge, other than that it's just very large.
Okay. Well, I will relay that information, or at least that intuition, to Drost. What do you think?
Just nodding and thinking about it. Let's see what the rest of this place holds.
That's fair.
All right, so who will be looking around the room?
Yeah, since
Okay.
we're busy with tools and forges and stuff, someone else should.
Hundreds
I'll
of
look around
pounds of
for something
adamantium.
interesting.
Yeah, I'll take a gator.
Thank
Yeah, sure. Everybody who wasn't Drost and Leroy can take a look around because they were busy. That makes sense to me.
Ooh, 22 perception.
Nice,
Felicia got an 18.
nice.
$17.
Okay. So all three of you looking around the room, just trying to gather if there's anything valuable. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff has just rotted away and left, like there's a blade here and there that are very large blades, but they look mundane, but the other parts of it, like, not very complete weapons, very aged, rusted, things like that. But you do find in one corner, kind of tucked away behind a few other tools, is a chest, and it's locked.
Want me to try and pick this?
Hit it, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. And he will give it a try with his thieves tool.
Okay, go ahead and make me a roll.
Ooh, natural 19. That is a 24.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So again, this one, as you begin to pick it, you detect that your tools aren't moving, like the way you expect them to, as if there's some force kind of misdirecting them inside the lock. But you quickly pick up on this, you quickly perceive it, and you begin to work with it instead of against it. And it takes you a minute, but you do manage to pop open the lock through the magic that was protecting it.
Ooh, nice. This was a tough one.
Well done.
Nice.
All right, inside, you find just a couple items that, again, there's some protective padding and stuff that was, holding what was inside this chest from coming into contact with the sides of the chest and things. All that has rotted away, and there's just a few metal items at the bottom. You find some horseshoes, first of all.
Okay.
Nothing strikes you about them at first, but they're actually fairly normal-sized horseshoes. They're not like giant-sized, but which strikes you as interesting for this place. But they're kept in this locked box. You also find a flask at the bottom that you cannot see into. It's corked closed, but you gather by it not being rotted away that there's probably something special about it. And you find... go ahead, you can pick that up.
I pick up the flask and uncork it to sniff whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, don't waft it, that's for sure.
Oh my god, please, yes, just smell
Yeah, I
what's...
waft it.
Yeah, take a sip. Take a sip.
Take a
No,
sip.
no, drink it.
Yeah.
No, fuck you.
Shotgun the entire flask. That can't go wrong.
Shotgunning glass, that always works out.
So, it's hard to see into it in here just because of the darkness and stuff, but inside it smells pretty awful. It smells like rot and just garbage.
Man,
It
someone
doesn't-
had milk in this.
It doesn't smell great.
I don't know if this flask is worth it, but if it's magic, then I guess we can take a look at it.
The last thing you
Keep
see in the chest are a handful of arrows.
Interesting. Okay.
5 arrows in total.
So what was everything that was in the chest? There was.
So there was a set of horseshoes, that flask that Nikareth has, and a handful of arrows. There was 5 arrows.
Y'all want to detect magic and identify this shit?
I could do
I
that.
don't have
sure.
either prepared today.
Yeah, it's like an around the campfire kind of thing.
Damn it.
Yeah, I can do
I
that
can detect
later.
magic
Maybe
if you
tomorrow.
need.
I think we know they're magic.
That's fair. One of the best ways to detect magic is to just let it sit.
All right. Then I think we're done with this room.
Yes, we'll come back to this room later and take another look.
Yeah.
All right, we've got one more in this hallway.
That's right, down at the end of the hall. So this door, like all the others, a few of them were cracked and broken already. This door is whole, like the couple you just encountered.
All right.
All right,
Carrick, do the honors.
Yeah.
Carrick, if you could give me a Thieves' Tools roll.
Sure thing.
Oh, with guidance for sure.
Ooh, with guidance. Let me
Yeah, I
grab a
gotta
D4.
remember that part.
Damn, we're all about
Not
that
only
guidance
clerics
here.
have d4s to throw at people.
Oh, that is. Ooh, that's a natural 20 with a 1 on the D4.
Ooh. So how much does that add up to?
60.
I think 20. No, 26. I think 26.
26, wow, okay. Make me a perception check as well.
Oh, we didn't do one of those.
We have not checked a single door for
For 10
traps.
total.
A 10 total.
Right.
So you're very
this is the-
focused on this lock. And it's another magic lock like the one you just encountered, and so you immediately begin working with the forces instead of against them, and working your tools deep into the mechanism, and you do a beautiful job opening the lock. You feel like you're really getting a hang of these stone locks, but in your focus, unfortunately, as soon as you pop open the lock, there's just a burning sensation in your chest.
Oh, that's chlamydia. Wait, chest?
In his chest, yes. As fire actually travels up your arms and into your chest and kind of just sits around your chest from this lock. You're going to take 14 points of fire damage.
No, I can't fix that.
Oh, my.
14? Was it a trap?
Yep.
Was it a trap?
So you all watch as Karg, he doesn't get blown back by it or anything. It's not an explosion, but this fire just kind of coils up around him like a snake before eventually dissipating.
Yeah. It's a live wire.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should have been a little more careful.
That did not feel too
Ooh.
good.
No, I imagine not.
I didn't even notice it until I got the lock.
The smell of burnt flesh kind of starts to mix with the dank cave smell.
That's gross. Well, I'll just kind of push the door open with my hammer.
You
From-
take 30 points of
From
fire
the
damage.
side. From the side.
Sure. So inside the room, you see a vault on the floor in the back of the room, like a safe rather, like a very large safe on the floor there. And this room is notably smaller, like it's more of a closet.
Okay.
Well, I'll take my hammer and press down on the floor tile in front of it, like next to the door or behind it, without stepping on it.
Okay. Nothing
Yeah.
happens. You don't feel it depressed.
All right.
Make a general check for traps.
If you would like to
Sorta.
roll me an investigation check, you may.
Oh, nothing would give me greater pleasure. Just let me remember exactly what an investigation check looks like. Wait, I did those already. And
I
I'll
would
guide
love
myself.
to. I'd love to help with that if there's space for
Sure.
2.
You were already leaning in. I'm going to assume you're both just kind of, cautiously looking through the doorway into the room and stuff. So you may
right.
both help.
So I will roll a d20 twice. Thank goodness for the advantage. Roll a d4. Man, I just rolled 4 ones on 3 dice.
Oof.
And add 3. Okay, so 15.
Hey, not bad.
15. Okay. So looking around the room, you notice that one of the walls on either side of this room is remarkably similar to the wall opposite it.
Oh. Like, I can notice my reflection in
As
that
in,
wall?
no,
or-
as in the wall to your left and right looking into the door.
Mhm.
They both have, it was hard to see really looking in. With your excellent vision in this light, you're able to notice that, like, this one brick is maybe a little bit funny shaped, and on the other wall there's one that's exactly the same funny shape. Things like that.
I'm not exactly sure what all this means, but this room was built very carefully to look the way it does.
That means it's probably trapped.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, if the door was, I have the feeling the room is. So,
Yeah.
do we see what would activate it?
Make me a perception check if you're looking for triggers and things.
I would love to
Ooh,
look for triggers.
23.
Guidance.
I will take that guidance. That's a 16.
Okay, so a 23 and a 16 from you both.
Oh. Wait.
Because Nakareth jumped in as well.
18. Yeah, sorry.
18, sure. So Nakareth and Drost, you both don't notice anything around the safe itself. It looks to you like a fairly small closet that has this random safe in it. No obvious triggers that you can spot.
I don't trust this.
Checks for Mage Hand. Oh, I do have Mage Hand.
Oh, yeah. Does Carrick have Mage Hand?
That would probably be better.
Doesn't
What was that?
Carrick do Mage Hand?
I don't think I do.
Ah.
Nor do I.
Could Carrick, coach me through picking a lock with my Mage Hand?
Unfortunately not.
I'm not proficient with thieves' tools.
No.
Yeah, I don't have Mage Hand.
Dang.
Am I about to just walk through this and hope I can dodge anything that comes my way?
Yeah, I think you are.
I mean, that's an option.
I've got
All right.
Mage Hand, but I don't know how to tell if I'm proficient with thieves' tools.
It would say so on the bottom left of your sheet in the section labeled proficiencies and languages.
Yeah, it depends on what proficiencies for tools you
The
picked
tool section.
for your artificer proficiencies.
I think you get Thieves' Tools by default as an artificer. So I think you're set.
But yeah, it just depends on if you have the kit.
Right, if you actually... Well, maybe somebody could lend him a kit, if not.
I mean, I can
That's
lend
true.
you my kit. I have one.
Oh, I also
I
have
can use
thieves'
them.
tools as a kit on me.
There you go.
Okay, well, there you go.
Great.
I
What am
also
doing?
have the
I'm
ability to make
lost.
fire under this box.
Do you have
In
Mage
case
Hand?
we don't want to be delicate about things. It's probably a bad idea.
I mean, Dross's idea was to make a lasso and drag it across the room.
That's true. I could try to pull something with my arm again, but that went really poorly last time I tried to do that.
Oh, if we just make like a lasso out of rope and Mage Hand it onto the safe, Dross can probably move it.
Oh, yeah, that works.
True. Yeah.
My drag strength is... Hold on, let me look at my drag weight.
Is that with makeup?
My push, drag, or lift is 1,000.
Oh. Yeah, so we're talking about the tensile strength of a rope here, which is probably not an issue.
Yeah. And yes, Just Drag persona is very bold.
I bet.
Brassy last, huh?
All right, so
Yeah, what's our mode of action here?
well, I see Drost sizing up that thing like he could drag it and flexing a rope somehow.
Yeah, I do
So,
indeed have a rope.
what are you thinking, Drost?
Well, we can either go to the safe or we can move it to us. Does it look like
That's
it's nailed
fair.
into the floor? Like is it just sitting on the floor, or is it like in a housing or something?
It's not in a housing, but it looks like it's built into the room. So it like built into the floor.
So it is part of the floor.
Yes, that's what it looks like from here. But
Okay,
you haven't gotten any closer, so.
Oh, we could always try.
So, yeah, why not? So can we try to make a lasso? Double it up so it's extra thick?
I've
Definitely won't snap.
I've got 50 feet of hempen rope. How far is the chest?
The room is only 15 feet deep. I say it's a closet in comparison to the other rooms, which are gigantic, but it's a giant-sized closet.
So we could double up a rope.
Yeah, 15 feet
Yeah.
deep, or in other terms, 6 feet larger than my room.
Is anyone else in holy shit. Is
I have
anyone
50 feet of rope.
is anyone proficient in knots?
I have Tinker's tools.
I'm asking if anyone's
I
dexterous.
have a weaver's tools, so
Oh, I'm
I
dextrose.
probably could.
What
Tying
proficiency is proficiency in knots?
tying a knot is a survival check.
Okay.
Is it
Okay.
now?
Pretty sure.
That's
I can double
not
check.
Not-
Well, I am not exactly competent at those.
I am
okay.
not competent in that either.
I will try to make a secure knot.
All right.
Sorry.
12.
Tying a
And then
knot. I'll take the results of a survival check, but it's actually a sleight of hand check. That is my mistake.
Oh, I'm excellent
Oh,
at
then
those.
fuck that. No, you guys do it.
Yeah.
Sure, what do you have sleight of
where's
hand,
Carrick?
right?
It's an
Well, I
intelligence
can do it
sleight
too,
of
but I
hand,
would
actually,
imagine-
and even better.
Also not me.
Yeah, I mean,
Intelligence sleight of hand seems like Carrick's
That-
like
seems
That-
more
I
like a
can
Carrick
sure
thing,
give
yeah.
it a try.
All right, so Carrick, if you
only-
could find a way to double the rope up, so it's...
Does anyone
Yeah.
want to guide me?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to do that. That's what
Oh,
this...
me.
I'm just role-playing casting guidance by giving this
Mm.
advice here.
Love it.
All right,
Here
let me
becomes
grab
the-
it for-
You could just like mentally project Zen music into people's heads, like.
Yup.
Oh,
Mentally
okay,
project. I have
okay.
speakers built in.
That's pretty good. Sleight of hand with intelligence, you said?
Yes.
Okay. That's
So
Here
proficiency.
comes, here
What?
comes the trend of us begging for guidance.
21.
21. Okay. So yeah, you feel like you tie a pretty sturdy knot. It doesn't take you very long. You're you remember some good knots to tie for making a lasso, and yeah, you don't take up very much rope to do it either. So I won't add any penalty to the length of the rope. It's just however much size around the lasso is. That's how much rope you use.
Oh,
to-
we should have found a sailor. I took 1 week of sailing lessons and learned so many knots. They definitely know knots.
Sailing sounds fun. I've never been, but I think I would enjoy it.
It's fun. I was not feeling great for most of it, but it's a cool skill to have.
You've been sailing?
Yeah,
Ooh. Not right now, but you can tell me all about it later. That sounds
Sure.
interesting.
yeah. I was up in Maine. Good time. All right, so this seems like a pretty decent knot.
Seems like it.
All right, well, Drost, do you think you can Is
All
there
right.
anything you want to change about this?
Oh, if anyone wants to mage hand this rope over on around the chest, I'll start pulling.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will whip up a mage hand and doodle the rope all the way over there. Do my best to tie it around a really sturdy part of the chest. Bolt safe.
Okay. If
And,
you're attempting to tie it around or just loop it around.
I'm just trying to get it around a part where I don't think it'll slip off.
Okay, I'll say that's free.
Cause the lasso's already tied. That's the
Yeah. Lasso's definitely already good, and that'll slip tight. We just need it to, not slip off tight.
All right. So you now have the rope wrapped around the safe.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is this going to be a Drost and wait, Nala's not actually here.
I could say that Nala is helping Drost and giving him advantage, though. I think Nala would probably do that.
Drost
bet
would
he would.
likely ask Nala to, give a tug.
Yep.
Yeah. This
Jesus.
kind of thing is often based on thickness.
Yep.
Yeah, just wrap our hands around that nice thick
And I will
rope.
give you guidance on this.
I don't think he
Alright.
needs guidance.
All right,
for that.
athletics check, Drost, at advantage.
Let's do some
Athletics.
home improvement.
At advantage with guidance. Jordan, you want the good news or the bad news?
I want both in whatever order you decide.
All right, my low roll was a 17,
Uh-huh.
and the good news is we hit our first 30 of the campaign.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So
Unfortunately, the bad news for you is the rope immediately snaps.
oh fuck,
dang. We were even gonna double it up so it wouldn't snap.
damn.
I thought it was not.
Well,
Did it even move at all, or do I just like rip the rope in half?
It didn't budge at all, and the rope just immediately snapped with two Goliaths putting their full force into it.
Well, my knot held, right?
Oh, the knot is held sturdy. Yeah, it's just the rope between Drost and the safe is busted.
I'll just look back at everyone else and shrug.
Felicia just has her hand on Nakarath and is laughing uncontrollably.
Yeah. The rope actually like snaps back with force because you guys tugged on it so violently. It makes a cracking noise through the air as it just explodes basically from the force of snapping.
I have another rope.
Oh shit.
I'll just cross the room and hope I can avoid whatever I trigger.
Is that a statement or a declaration of action?
That is what I'm telling everyone that I'm
Okay.
going to do.
Sure.
So
sorry,
then
I lost you
will-
guys for a second because robots. What's happening?
The
Nakarath
rope
has.
didn't work,
Yes, sorry.
and now I'm gonna go across the room and just hope I can avoid anything that comes my way.
All right. Good luck. I'll give you guidance on that.
All right, sweet. Thanks. I'm also gonna activate my mask and the arms of the astral self, because that'll help with any kind of strength saves I have to make.
Okay.
Smart.
And I dodge action. I take the dodge action and walk into the room.
Okay. So you watch as he sprouts these arms from his back, and then immediately like crouches into a ready stance and crab walks into the room. With this
Yeah,
dramatic
Just
entryway,
Skyrim sneak.
you make your way across the room, and nothing happens. You are now standing in front of the safe. It's taller than you. It's a big ass safe.
Oh,
Oh.
no, you're gonna have to. Okay, good luck.
I mean, you can reach the dial to try and unlock it, but it's not like a human size safe.
Oh, then I will. I don't know. Yeah, I'll spin the dial a little bit and see what happens.
Surprisingly, despite everything else in here being so, decrepit and worn down, the dial spins pretty freely.
It's magic.
While I'm at it, I'll just poke the walls on either side
Okay.
with my arms because I can reach 20 feet 10 feet to each side.
Are you
see
attempting
if-
to discover something about the walls, or are you just punching them?
Yeah, since they're so weird.
Okay, make me a perception check while you poke the walls.
Okay.
What the heck?
21. Oh, plus guidance. 23?
23. Okay. So with your astral arms, you can tell that, like, there is something definitely off about the walls. And you almost feel like if you try to touch them with your normal arms, you wouldn't notice anything. But your astral arms are more in tune with the energies around them and around you, and they're literally made of energy. It's almost like the walls have a different aura about them. Like, you can almost feel them before you touch them. Like they're just something's very wrong about them. And it's definitely some kind of energy you can feel.
Okay, so we
That
probably
is-
shouldn't touch the walls.
That is incredibly disconcerting.
And I feel like if we get this safe wrong, something very bad will happen.
Yeah.
But
Once again,
we're all
like,
safe to walk in here.
I mean, I'm preferring to stay outside. Based on
Yes.
that description.
Yes, thank you. I think one person in danger at a time is enough.
I mean, you're right. I just invite Carrick to actually try to pick the safe now, and don't fuck up.
Before let me look at it. I'm gonna try and check it for traps.
Fair.
Okay. Make me an investigation check as you walk into the room, I assume.
That's a natural one.
Oof.
Oh.
So unfortunately, as you approach the safe, you're so weirded out by the walls, as Nakarik describes them. They kind of, they make you nervous as you enter the room, and you're unable to really investigate the safe to your full abilities, and it looks like a safe to you. Can't see if there's any traps around it or anything. It's just a safe.
I'll try and pick it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make me a Thieves' Tools check as normal. So intelligence and proficiency, since you have that.
Oh my god. You are fucking kidding me. That's another natural one.
Oof, unfortunate. So you spend a bit of time on it as Nakarath kind of sits by you, repeatedly taking the dodge action, I assume. Just very
Basically,
ready for
yeah.
any danger coming from anywhere. It's this very tense, drawn-out, dramatic moment as you struggle with the lock that eventually the drama kind of fades because you're not making any progress, unfortunately.
And nothing's happening.
And nothing's happening.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got nothing, guys. I can't get this one.
Well, shit. Does anyone have the knock spell? That'd be great.
Well, don't worry. We'll definitely get into this eventually.
One way or another.
Exactly.
Can I try to spin the lock and listen for clicks and, get the
Sure.
code?
Sequence.
See if you
Yeah.
can and use your senses to perceive it. Yeah, make me a perception check.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Can I get some guidance?
If Leroy will enter the room to do so, I believe that's a touch spell.
I'll walk back over to her, give him a high five.
That works. I'll allow it.
I think I can cast that.
What's up?
You can probably cast it through his Mage Hand.
Oh, probably. That's a good point.
Yeah. So he can pat you on the back with Mage Hand and you'll be guided.
There you go.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe grab your ass a little. Depends on how he's
18
feeling.
total.
18 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear clicking, but you can't tell the difference between one click and another as you spin it, unfortunately.
Shit. Well, I tried. Your turn, Dross. probably.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really want to break that.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's useful. It's interesting. It's it's a work of art. I don't really want to destroy it.
Okay, then find a way to open it.
I tried my idea.
You can come into the room, Frost.
Some places just don't feel right. This room doesn't feel right.
Didn't know
I'm
the
with the big
Goliath
man.
was such a baby. I expected that from you. But
Rude.
come on.
His spidey senses are tingling. He doesn't really want to fuck with the room. I mean, also,
My curiosity is getting the better of me.
what would I do? That's the thing. Like, I can't pick locks. I could smack my hammer into it until it opens. But he doesn't really want to break it.
Mm.
Right?
Unfortunately, there's not much of anything I can offer here, so
Why don't we take a look around and see if we can find a key or something?
Or a code.
Or code, or a secret.
What kind of lock is it? Is it
It's
like
a dial.
Yeah, it's a dial.
Yeah, let's look around and see what we can find. The answer may not be in this room. It may not be immediately obvious. Honestly, the answer could be written on the walls and we just haven't seen it yet.
Fair.
you're right.
That's what, like, they say if you can't solve something, you should take a break and come back to it later. So let's, break down another door and come back to this room later.
A particularly wise day for Dross. Yeah, I'm fully in agreement with everything being said.
All right. So you still have the southern door and the western door here that have yet to be unhinged. Up to you guys what you want to do. You've explored all the rooms in your current hallway at the moment.
Okay, so then I vote we go west. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Good with me.
I don't hear any objections. So I'll assume, since you guys have done this several times now, you're able to pop the hinges off in your standard 15-minute time window.
Yay.
Karak and Drost working together. And so
Am I back?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
You drop out for a minute?
I did. Several times.
Rip.
So are we giving up on the safe?
For now.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna see if we can find the code, basically.
Yeah. I can blow it up if we need to.
We're opposed to blowing it up. That'll probably
Yeah.
cause more trouble than it's worth.
It's probably not false.
All right. So down the western corridor, it looks very similar to the eastern corridor you guys came across before as you quickly explore. And Leroy can see farther than anybody at the moment. You notice very large, like, manacles hanging from the walls, and some smaller ones. There's a bunch of various sizes, though. They're not scattered among each other. They're organized. Like, there's a section of giant-sized manacles, a section of human-sized manacles, a section of gnome-sized manacles, things like that. Kind of along the walls here in various sections. There are no doorways leading out of here, but there is piles of bones and rubble, and like the eastern corridor, this is, kind of some of the most worn down area, since nothing was really protected in here. There were no sealed doorways or anything.
Did the place we were in before seem like an official, like, guards quarters kind of area? Or, like, maybe is there another area that we might find the prisoners' belongings in?
So the areas you looked through were like an office type room, a library type room, some weird room with a bunch of like magic runes on a disc and things like that. The 2 rooms you just walked into today.
Okay.
I thought we were already in a hallway with manacles of different sizes. Wasn't that the east hallway?
Yes,
Yeah,
the east and west are
Okay.
very similar.
Okay, just yep, just double checking.
Sure.
Well, I suppose we'll just look through the rubble like we did on the east side,
Okay.
or at least
I will
Dross will
contribute
start,
to this activity.
you know, looking for either storage or belongings or clues of any kind as to what happened here.
Okay. Group investigation check then.
Is that
From whoever would like to participate.
You're kidding.
Oh
I rolled another natural.
It's time to jail that
the
die, dude.
third one in a row.
That die.
Well, I'm
I'm
gonna
using a different
guide
D20. This
myself.
one's out. Get out of here.
Ah.
No,
I've
that
done an
guidance
excellent
doesn't
job.
help.
I got a
For a
20.
total of 8.
14.
I've got
12.
Okay, so unfortunately, despite a few of you having pretty good eyesight in here, digging through the rubble, you're not able to find a ton. It's very dirty, very worn down. Things are covered in rust if they're there at all, and it all kind of blends together into this green and brown and gray mess of dust and moss, and it's very hard
Right,
to
these ones are
sift
fuzzy.
through. Yeah, there are some bones that are still around. Kind of, some of them are like strangely stone-like, things like that. It's a very messy situation in here. Though a couple of you that got better rolls do manage to find a few more of those scattered, very large coins mentioned previously. The golden coins that you don't recognize the nation of, and are like much larger than any coin you've ever seen. They kind of take up your whole hand.
That's a coin.
It's a big ass coin.
What was their conversion? 5 or 10?
I don't think I gave one. Did I? I might have.
I think you.
As much as you can get.
If I did. Do you remind me of the conversion I gave you, if you have that?
Let's see. Did I write it down?
See it on the recording.
Fair enough.
It's true.
Tapes.
Do have that. Regardless, you guys find 10 of these coins searching through. We can work out the conversion of those later if need be.
Okay.
I'm sure Destination and DivergenceStats.com will get us.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't think I wrote it down anywhere. Well,
No worries.
Well,
If
they're-
somebody wants to
they're
add
valuable
those
coins.
10 to their inventory, we can work it out later.
mhm.
Otherwise, yeah, you don't find much in here. Like I said, it's just these hanging manacles that are rusted away, and
Is there a southern wing?
there is indeed.
Might we check that out?
You can certainly try. I will say again, Drost and Karik can easily open the door with their normal 15-minute time. At this point, you guys entered pretty early in the morning. It's probably around midday now, as you've been searching through this place, and the brief combat that was earlier didn't take much time, but all of the investigating and various lockpicking and stuff has taken a few hours. So the sun is kind of directly over the hole from that you came down through. So there's much more light shining down than normal, but still not enough to pierce into this tunnel or passageway.
Okay. So I'll look down it.
Sure. So it goes slightly farther than your eyesight allows by itself, but as you guys enter, it's there are no doorways on either side of this hallway. Instead, there is one large doorway at the very end of the hall, and there are these stone statues that look like suits of armor, kind of down each side of the hallway, kind of lining the walkway down the hall. Each of them has a very large warhammer kind of held in front of them, hammer side down.
Does this seem in any way familiar to me?
This does not seem familiar to you. No.
Dang.
I mean, they look like very large suits of armor. The armor doesn't look particularly flashy. It looks very practical and very like it was made efficiently and with combat in mind, more so than striking a particular, a particular, not like trying to be a brand or a nation or anything. It's just good armor, good looking armor.
Yeah, so Eric is screaming, "I'm in danger." Leroy is not familiar with this kind of thing. So I guess we're gonna check out the hallway.
This is some real ruin stuff. This is what we
Guys,
came
we
for.
should check those out. Wonder if this is some kind of throne room or something.
Big doors.
All right, you guys approaching the
Yeah.
doors?
Yes.
I'm gonna hang back, but I'm gonna watch.
Okay.
I'm sticking with the
Dr-
party.
So,
I'll stay like 10 feet
I'll join.
back.
so Dross is gonna start walking, right? And then he's gonna take about half a step, freeze, and look around and say, "Does anyone want to look for traps?" As he remembers that they almost just, they just got blasted by a trap.
I can try.
I will
All right,
look around.
I'm
for
gonna
traps.
guide you on that.
Thank you.
17
Is that
perception.
perception? Okay. And Karik, if you're rolling, make that investigation as well, please.
Investigation. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Hold on. Wow, that's a 24.
24. Okay. So Nakarath, looking around the hallway, rather, not the room. Although I suppose a hallway is technically just a large room.
Yes.
These suits of armor, none of them really have any variation to them. They're all pretty much the same, and none of them look like they've worn down too much in the elements down here, unprotected, because there's just iron bars between them and the stormy weather occasionally passing overhead. Although, to be fair, many of the stone walls and floors around here haven't been super well eroded either. Just the east and west wings were super eroded. Karik, you don't notice anything that looks like... You don't notice any tripwires or pressure plates, like things that are like plates in the floor that are higher than other. It's just... It looks like a pretty standard hallway to you. Aside from the very imposing door and very large figures.
Do I have any
Looks good.
technical or magical intuition that these might be magic?
Are you going to attempt to detect magic with a spell, or are you just kind of trying to feel it out?
Just sort of general, like, arcana. I might not want to say that word.
No, you can roll Arcana.
Oh.
I'll allow it.
I'm actually proficient at it.
Yeah, go for it.
I've played a lot of characters.
To
who
see
are
if
not.
you recognize any signs of anything.
Yeah, and this is sort of on the spot. Oh, well, I guess it's good that I didn't guide myself. 22.
22. You recognize that the podiums that these statues are kind of standing on, these very slightly raised up from the floor. You do recognize these. Well, not so much exactly these, but you've seen similar things done before, where statues were preserved from the elements using some simple magics, but it doesn't look like anything dangerous to you.
Okay. And it makes sense that this place is preserved by magic. I'll still let the party know that there's magical preservation going on.
Okay. Well, I suppose...
Worth checking out.
Yeah, I suppose we'll continue on.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of the
Place
hall,
feels creepy.
are these massive double doors. They stretch pretty much all the way from the floor to the ceiling, all the way from one wall to the other. They're 30-foot doors. Gigantic.
That's a door.
Drost is probably the only one who can reach the handles of these doors, and he'd have to hop a little bit. but there are big, like, almost like they're kind of like circles of iron hanging from like if you as if you were to knock on a door with them, but you would grab those and pull on the doors to open them.
Okay.
Iron hoops as handles. The doors are made of stone, although they are engraved with just kind of nice patterns. It's not like any artwork of something specific. It's just kind of this nice abstract piece over the door to make it look nicer than the other doors. Very geometric.
Well, what do you say, guys? Do we go through this?
I don't see any other option.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm excited to learn what's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, do we just knock?
I mean, you can knock if you want to. If somebody would like to climb up there.
I will knock. Yeah, I'll go ahead and knock.
So you're gonna okay. How are you going to approach knocking the door?
I'm gonna reach up with my hammer, and I'm just gonna dong my hammer
Dong your
against the
hammer on
wall.
it. Okay.
Oh, full Gandalf.
Just donk, donk, and just knock like that.
Okay. After waiting a brief moment of time, no response.
Alright, I'm gonna start pushing on the door.
Okay. Doesn't budge.
I'm gonna hook my hammer into the handle and pull on the door.
Alright. How high can you jump? It should be listed under your movement.
Oh god.
I think that's a function of
Movement?
strength, right?
It is a
Yes.
function of strength, so you're probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Just a standing high jump. I think it's just your strengths, like your strength modifier or
like
something.
would it be
Yeah.
would it be listed under speed or listed under strength mod?
Speed.
Jumping.
Yeah, I think it's
Speed.
And D&D
got,
Beyond,
like,
it's under your
special
speed.
movement.
I
and
okay.
I jump.
3 plus your strength modifier.
Ah, there you go.
Why do they think like an average person can jump 3 feet vertically?
I don't know.
If you move at least 10 foot, you can make us. Okay, when you make a standing high jump, it's half. So that's a
That
leaping
makes
high
more
jump
sense.
standing. So 3 plus strength mod is 7 feet vertical, so 3.5 feet
3.5 feet.
for,
Okay.
for standing high jump.
So as you leap up and
Head hops.
hook
So, yeah,
hook your
you can
hammer
just,
around the loop, you're so high in the air, like your feet can kind of barely touch the ground as you reach your hammer up and hang from this hoop, but it's not like you have a lot of purchase to push around from there.
Anybody want to loop a rope through that handle?
The rope again.
Captain, why do you keep going first?
I mean, unless you got a better option.
I mean, how heavy does the handle look?
So the handle itself, it's not as though it looks like you have to turn the handle. It just looks like you have to pull on it. Imagine like cabinet door handles, like kind of the fancy ones that dangle, things like that.
Right, but they're kind of giant, right?
But they're very large, yeah. The iron rings themselves, probably a few feet wide, not like gigantic, but I mean they are giant. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if I could pull it back with mage hands,
Probably not.
but yeah. Maybe we just pull on Drost's feet.
That is
I like the way you think.
humiliating.
Yes. Drost, could you brace yourself against the other door?
You can try if you want.
I suppose I'll try.
Okay, make me
When
an
you combine
athletics check.
Ninja and Goliath.
Yep. As you plant your feet on the door and just kind of try and force the other one open.
Alright, that gives me. Oh, fuck. That's an 11.
Alright, you'll watch as Drost comically exerts a lot of force and strains for a moment before his feet kick out from under him and he swings back down.
Okay, well,
He catches
good
himself,
idea.
but he doesn't have enough.
I'm sorry, my
Fall.
boots are a little worn down.
Yes. And the curse of doors.
Right? Doors and safes. What the hell?
What is this? All right.
This isn't Dungeons and Doors.
No, it's Destination and Divergence.
Holy shit. You got me.
Though an all-barred D&D party called the Doors could probably do pretty well. What other solutions do we have?
Somebody loop a freaking rope through the handle so I can pull it
I
open.
think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
gotta
we
be
got
it.
we got a rope.
Mage Hand that shit.
We got so much. Everybody's got 50 feet of rope. Just somebody.
That's true. I
Put your
definitely have
fucking
rope.
rope in that. Yeah.
I don't have any rope.
All right. So if somebody donates rope to the cause, it's definitely a short enough distance you could double up or possibly even triple up on the rope if you don't leave a ton at the end for Dross to grab onto. But yep, you get the rope looped through after a few uses of Mage Hand, likely. The loop.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right.
So I'll assume you'll have Nala help you again.
I would love to have Nala help me. Nala, get over here.
All right.
Guidance.
So advantage and guidance on this athletics check.
All right.
What
So-
did I go wrong?
That's not. Wait. I was about to lie. I was about to say that's not as high as last time, but it is. That's a 30.
Nice.
Dang.
Okay.
I rolled a 19
The
instead of
rope
20,
snaps.
but then I rolled a 4 instead of a 3.
Nah,
So
you guys had it tripled up this time. You're good. The rope does strain quite a lot as you pull on this door, and you're all afraid of it snapping again, as there's so much tension on it that it looks like it's shaking enough that bits of the rope are kind of like flying off of it, little threads and things. But after
You guys ever read that article about lethal tug of war games?
No.
I'll find a link.
Okay, thank you. After just a few seconds that feel like so much longer than just a few seconds, but a few seconds pass, and as Drost and Nulla are just barely even finding a foothold on the floor, they're exerting so much force, they're sliding backwards slightly, but the door creaks open an inch, and then another inch. And then, after just grueling work between Drost and Nala, the door's a few feet open. It's enough that you can all get in. And you figure that's probably enough for now.
all
You're
right.
both pretty exhausted. Not to the level of an actual exhaustion point, but it was a lot of work to get
Just a
that
little
open.
tired. All right. Let's take 5 so I can catch my breath, and then let's go ahead and slide in.
All right. So after a brief rest, not an actual short rest, you guys enter into a very large room. Directly in front of you is a staircase going downwards. And the room is a very large circle. I apologize, I don't have a map of this room. The room is a very large circle. There are rows of stone, almost like pews, almost like bleachers, kind of stretched around the outside, as if this is some sort of big auditorium with a pit in the center and some kind of raised stage at the back. There are several rows of stairs that go down, several columns of stairs that go down, sorry.
It is a Doors concert.
So there are 5 separate staircases that make their way down into the pit at the bottom. The raised stage area does appear to go deeper. And Leroy, you're the only one who can see this for now, the actual size of the room with your longer dark vision, but yeah.
This place is pretty big. And this accent just moves all around.
That's
What's
right.
that?
I just
His voice box is malfunctioning. It's fine.
Yeah, it's true. It was rainy.
Surprisingly, though, what you all can see, at the very back in this raised stage area, there are actually a couple flames lit in some sconces.
Oh shit, there's flames lit? I love it.
Do I see any activity?
Besides the kind of very slight crackling of the flames, nope.
Do they seem like the magical flames that I assume I've seen before?
Make me an Arcana check.
Sure. by clicking D20. Oh, okay, 16.
16. Yeah, with your excellent vision and just knowledge of Arcana in general, you're able to guess that with how ancient everything is in here, these flames probably wouldn't have enough oxygen to last as long as everything else has in here in a closed room. And they're likely some form of magical flame.
Alright, yeah, I think I've seen clerics make this kind of thing before at our ceremonies.
It's also very common around Eberron in general to have magical flames light the streets. Yeah, ever-burning torches and things lighting the streets of major cities and stuff like that.
Alright. Well, they have magic going on down here. Not necessarily important.
Let's be
Shall
careful.
we...
Well, that's definitely interesting. Is there anything that looks dangerous?
So around the back of the room are not necessarily dangerous, but there's more of those statues kind of lining the back curved wall that you're now entering through with the store.
Well, I guess
Okay.
we'll take a couple steps in and start looking around.
All right. Are you all investigating the room, like underneath the bleachers and things? What are you just making general checks? What's the idea here?
Yeah, basically, I just kind of want to
Just take a look around.
start top to bottom in the room. Like, take
Okay.
a look at everything. Look for secret doors. Look
Sure.
for traps.
Make me
Yeah,
a
I'll
group.
do that too.
Yeah, I'll say anyone who wants to participate, let's do a group investigation check.
Okay.
Anybody
Okay.
may sit out if they wish.
I'll guide myself.
No, she just failed when you get hit after you take
Oh, wow, I'm so good at
If
investigating. That's
you
11.
or Emil went first.
All
she
right,
went
that was
in
a
before her,
14
and
for
before her.
Drost.
She would've been
18 for Felicia.
She went
Okay.
first. She fucked up and well, she
19 from Nakarth.
went first.
Okay.
Too bad.
Is that everybody?
I don't think I heard George. I don't know if he was participating in the investigation check.
Investigation, right. That's what I'm doing. I got a 9.
9.
Not the worst.
Not the worst. Okay, so but looking around, you guys do. You know, there's some struggles with a couple of you that don't have dark vision, but there's enough lights to go around. You know, some of you can guide each other around and things like that. It's not the end of the world, and there's some at least dim light here and there from the torch sconces that are lit. But as you all look around, you do notice that underneath some of the bleachers are
Car keys.
no. Unfortunately not. Underneath some of the bleachers are kind of some mechanisms to sort of shift and change the size and shapes of the bleachers to allow for more seating and things like that. Like, you could take one very large, spacious row and make it into 2 much smaller rows if needed, things like that. It appears to be fairly advanced, and there's also many different sizes of bleachers as well. There's some very large ones and some very small ones, all again organized into various sections, although care has been taken to make the large ones not in front of the smaller ones, things like that.
Man, this place is accessible. Like, open to diversity.
You do find as well a couple doors down by the stage, on either side of the raised stage in the pit, like in the wall below stage level.
Okay.
And in the pit itself, you find several different places that are these metal discs with runes engraved on them. You're not sure what the runes are yet. There are a bunch of them arranged in basically a hexagon of points with one in the middle as well.
A hexagon?
So there's 6 of them arranged roughly in a circle with one in the middle. So 7 total.
Okay. Huh. Does anybody have any idea about what these could be?
Somebody can take a look if they'd like.
Yeah. Well, I feel like definitely a couple people would come over and take a look at it.
Whoever wants to may.
Yeah,
There's
for
enough
sure.
discs that everybody could look at a different one.
Yeah, I'll make an Arcana check on one of them.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Arcana
I'll-
checks from anyone.
Yeah, and I'll
Yeah,
guide
I'll do
myself.
Arcana as well.
It's 19.
19.
It's an 8. That's an 8.
Is it a group Arcana check?
I'll say this is individual. It's so it's whatever. Just everybody making a bunch of individual checks.
Mine definitely got nothing. I had like a 6.
Rip.
You suddenly unlock the secrets of the universe.
I got a 26.
Nice.
Dang. I should just help you in the future.
I rolled a 24.
Nice. All right, those of
Alright.
you who did roll above a 20, you do begin to recognize some of these runes. They aren't written in giant like the other ones around. They're just more common magic runes as you've seen before. These appear to be enchanted with either some form of prestidigitation or thaumaturgy in order to help project sound coming from right above the disc into the full room. So they're
Oh my
magical
God.
loudspeakers.
This really is just a theater.
It's set up for The Doors concert.
It is. They have pyrotechnic displays with the prestidigitation. Side note, I don't know what Doors live concerts look like. So I'm just gonna assume they have fire blasts.
It's like Iron Maids.
Those are the same band.
Nailed it.
Pretty much, yeah.
I've been to an Avenged Sevenfold concert. They had fucking gouts of fire everywhere.
But that was hot.
It was pretty awesome.
Also, just like the Doors.
Yep. These are all just different names for the same group of musicians.
When's the Stranger's new album coming out, guys? Come on.
So we ended up being named.
Yep.
I like it.
Wow. So this is just an area set up for an exposition of some kind.
Yeah. Is the ground like it's not littered with bones or anything?
Not in here.
Perhaps
Okay.
it's where they would share their arcane discoveries.
Man, Socratic.
Yeah. Or just announcements or
Or
speeches or stories or.
Mm.
Wow. Well,
Seems to be a lot of tinkering going on. Going on in the other rooms,
Yeah.
or at least they're used to.
is that it? Have we fully explored?
So
Well, now that you are down at the base level in the pit, you also notice that there's kind of a section missing from the bleachers before and another large double-sided door there. Not as large as the other one. This one's probably only 20 feet tall. But
Oh,
Oh.
so small.
there are currently 3 doors you can see. 2 that are like side by side on either side of the... Oh, not side by side. On either side of the stage, below the stage. And that one double door immediately across from them, and a missing section of the bleachers.
Okay. So we still got room to go.
Yeah. Do these runes still work, by the way? Like, can we...
Would you like to step on and try?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
What would you like to do to try? Just gonna speak.
I'm just gonna, like, hiss steam out or something.
All right. You guys all
Something real
hear
scary.
as the steam just begins, as this steam sound begins to echo across the walls of this place. It's very loud and it definitely carries, but also, probably doesn't help that you're all standing right next to the source.
Ow.
Well, guys, these still work.
Well, that's... Perhaps we should take them and/or study them.
Yeah. Do they seem pick-upable?
They're pretty much built into the floor. I mean, if you wanted to, like, mine them out...
So get out
with
the
some
rope
time.
is what you're saying.
I mean, they're embedded. You'd have a tricky time getting a rope around them, but you could certainly try.
Let's just
You
put
might-
this on the list for later.
A pickaxe might be more helpful than a rope in this situation.
Just
Well,
saying.
I've got Mason's tools. I could probably extract them pretty well.
Yeah,
You could
we should do
certainly
this
try.
on our way out.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's work on some more stuff.
Let's
So
desecrate this site.
yes,
Or
Further.
we could restore it and commercialize it.
Mm,
the Giants do not
that
deserve
sounds like
respect.
the same thing.
Well, yeah, but one of them is honoring it.
Not really, no. Exploitation
really.
isn't honoring.
I think those are the same thing, and if you disagree, you're a communist, so deal with that.
I really hope that's in character.
Yeah. Actually, it's being said out of character, but it is tongue-in-cheek. I'm a big fan
well-
of McCarthyism humor.
Let's head up the two under the bleacher whatever doors first.
What would that mean, Adam?
Yeah, let's go
All right.
to the dinky 20-foot door.
So these are very similar to the doors you just came through, but small enough that, Drost and Nala can actually just reach the handles and pull them open. They are tough, but not so tough that you two can't, with enough time, creak them open as the stone grates against the stone of the floor.
Nice.
Inside, you find yet another hallway, currently too dark to see into.
Another hallway.
Towards the figure and goes.
Well, you say it's
Light,
dark.
please.
Currently,
I'll take a look into that dark
yeah,
hallway.
Yeah,
So I
Leroy
could,
can definitely
could
see.
use some light.
I will give a quick description of whatever I see.
Oh, you as well.
Sure. So inside this hallway, there are a few doors scattered here and there down the halls. There's also some parts where things have started to crumble in. Like it looks like the hall kind of splits into four at one point, like a four-way intersection. But there's rubble in the way of a couple of the locations. There's only really two ways you can go here. Is the way you're coming in and the other side of the intersection there.
Okay.
There are again a couple scattered doorways as you go down. These look.
Do those hallways that have been collapsed in, do they look like they were demolished or like they just
You
time?
could check if you get closer. At the very very long ways away, like on the edge of your vision, you see that the hallway opens up into a larger room, but you can't really see what's in it from here.
Okay.
So another 120 feet
guys,
away.
The hallway looks mostly safe. I'd like to check out something about halfway down it.
Okay.
So as we're heading down, I want to take a look at those and see if the rubble is intentional.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
D20, I'll guide myself.
Uh-huh.
All right, so that's 23.
All right. So it does look like from the pattern of especially the sides of the cave-in, not necessarily up above or anything, but you notice some very slight, almost cratering, like there's some hollowed out around the sides, as if there was some kind of explosion set there to cause it.
Guys, whatever caused this cave-in, it wasn't completely natural.
Oh.
Yeah, there were detonation points around these hallways. I don't know what to think of that, but perhaps something interesting's back there.
Well,
It's certainly something.
that definitely makes me, for one, curious to what's on the other side.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's a larger chamber at the end of this hallway we could investigate if we want to come back to these, but
Yes, perhaps we should take some time to fully explore these ruins. Maybe another few days.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Seems like it might not be a quick trip after all.
I suppose not.
All right, and I guess we'll keep moving if everybody's up for that.
Sure.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
So at the end of the hall, you enter a room. It's not a massive room, so the light that's being cast, and those of you with dark vision can help describe it. There are some torch sconces around the outside, and a few more of those, stoic statues with warhammers. But other than that, there's not a lot of detail in the room. The main feature is a very large, a circle that takes up most of the room. Kind of a very runic circle etched into the ground. Not raised above the rest of the surrounding stone, but it looks like it was carved in, not sloppily, but expertly carved into the floor.
When you say runic, is it recognizable?
Make me an Arcana check.
I would like to help and or guide.
Go ahead and do both.
Excellent.
Can I also help?
Yeah, anybody who wants to roll
Carrick,
it may.
Carrick, I'm going to help you.
Okay.
Okay, that works.
Not a dig, Drost.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I actually think his bonfire is higher. Regardless, that was a 20.
All right.
Not bad.
Am I rolling Arcana with advantage?
Yes.
And a D4.
And a D4, okay.
I helped with 23.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 plus 1 on a D4.
Right.
This was a combo.
Yeah, that's a 27.
Okay.
We pick very specific times to be good at things.
Pretty much.
So you all
You're all
reckon,
just
those of you who are all got all these high rolls. Anybody who didn't roll low, you would have known that this is some form of teleportation circle as a destination, not necessarily one you'd use to go somewhere else.
Fucking secret base.
Called it.
Secret base. Fucking secret base. This is ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Secret base,
Yeah.
guys.
It has a smith or a smithy. It has everything.
It's a secret base. It's a fucking secret base.
It has a battle arena. For if
got
we
a-
put a dragon
got a-
in a bag of holding or something.
Got a fucking concert hall.
Yes, it's that.
Yeah, this shit is.
I like Battle Arena too, though. That's a good interpretation.
They become indistinguishable after like the third set. It's cool.
Well,
I mean-
be able to use this as characters studying the teleportation circle.
Yeah. So if any of you want to use it in the future, you would want to write down as a unique set of runes that are inscribed around the outside. And
Yep.
If I'm assuming none of you have perfect memory, so you'd probably want to inscribe it on something. So
I'm just a computer.
I can inscribe it. I've got a thing.
You realize you now have to fully build out this map and dungeon so that we can customize it, right?
if you guys want to make this your base, I will definitely make a map for it.
Secret base.
Well, I
And
mean,
it has a secret tunnel.
this is for the future. Once we get access to teleport. Oh God, when are any of us ever gonna get access to teleport?
We fucking have to now.
Yeah. Man,
We're
I'm
gonna
on the
make-
last 10 levels in the wizard.
We're
don't
the
think I
only
will.
one of us that can.
We're gonna we'll make something that we can use to teleport all of us.
No, I think Felicia can handle it
True.
eventually.
Yeah, no, you can do it.
But we have 2 artificers. We can build a golem that can cast teleport for us.
I like it.
Sad is it to take.
It's just walks around doing nothing until we need it to cast teleport.
What is my purpose?
It'd be nice if you could leave
You
something
cast
like that as
teleport.
a beacon that could just recall us, so we could just
That would
teleport
be
back to
really
the base
cool.
at the end of the day, and then we could
Yeah,
recall
man.
to the golem whenever we were done with our rest.
Just take the blue
But-
pill. All right.
I
well, we've
mean,
got
if
a
you get real
teleportation
creative with
circle.
a ring of spell storing and a golem, I'm sure you could work something out.
Actually, yeah, you're not completely wrong. But then why not one of us has it?
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, if Felicia has it and stores it in a ring for a golem to use as a recall button
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah. There's lots of creative uses of that item.
There are. Including putting it in the box
Yes.
that says Ring of Spell Storing and then putting a poison ring in it.
True.
It's a good use.
All right. Well, just the teleportation circle in the room.
Yep. Like I said, there's some of these eternal torch sconces and these a couple of these stone figures, but other than that,
That's actually true. Dross was going to ask if the torches are removable.
you can go ahead and try and pick one up if you want.
I would love to try to remove one.
All right.
Take 30 points of fire damage.
You are on fire. You are dead.
I would need a lot more than that to kill Dross. No. As you remove the torch from the sconce, nothing notable happens except for the torch being extinguished.
I'll put it back in the sconce.
It does not relight itself.
Shit. I'll just leave it
You
in
now
the
have
sconce and walk away.
one missing light in this otherwise perfect room.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk away.
Ross is just like, man, I wonder how that happened.
Yep, okay. I'm just gonna, whistle and stroll away, pretend that didn't happen.
It's like when you're in a really fancy hotel.
Can I get a performance check from you, Drost, as you whistle and act normal?
Yeah. Here we go. That's an 8.
I got a 19 passive perception.
So
That's very convincing.
So yeah, it's the most convincing whistle any of you have heard, obviously. With the
Why the fuck is Dross whistling right now?
I still saw him.
It's somehow amplified by one of the runes at the amphitheater.
Yeah, no. Dross turns around and sees everybody watching him do this, and then attempts to whistle and walk away. Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Just
It's perfect.
Yeah. Nobody saw that.
Everyone saw that.
I'm about as subtle as Thor.
Yep.
Well, he's very subtle.
That was very subtle.
His hammer skills make him very subtle.
I also have hammer skills.
So you basically are Thor, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, there we go. Alright, well, we got more shit to explore, so let's get to exploring.
Yeah.
All right.
There are no paths off of the teleportation circle room.
Nope.
All right. So, do you guys want to try and clear out one of these caved-in tunnels?
As a note, there are scattered doors down this hallway as well. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I may have forgotten to.
Nah, I don't think so.
They're very, some of them are larger, some of them are smaller, much like many other things in this place, but none of them look very, special.
Yeah.
They look pretty plain.
Up to you guys. Do you want to excavate or just look through some of these other doors? Oh, excuse me. That was a robot burp.
A brief proposition. We've been going at this for a while, and it seems like we've kind of carved out a bit of a place for ourselves.
Yeah.
Does anyone think we should maybe rest for a while? That again, don't want to stress this enough. I almost died earlier, and it would be so nice to have a proper rest, get myself back in action.
I don't suppose that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, we've been at this a while.
This is fair.
Alright, so yeah, let's take a rest.
All right, just there in the hallway.
Let's go in the teleportation room.
Yeah.
Good plan. If anything comes through the circle, you all become squished bugs. I like it.
Yep.
What a way to go.
Yep. All right.
Well, hopefully
So
not even
I can
remember
create a
this
bonfire
teleportation
for you guys to use if you need.
Nice.
Well, that would definitely be fun.
All right.
Love it.
Some warmth and some cooked food. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I need to make like a to-do list of things I want to check out when we wake up again.
Sure. Anyone else have anything they want to do before you all pass out?
No, let's pass. Well, I can't answer for everyone.
I mean, I will clonk into my sentry position and keep watch.
Okay.
I'll just sleep.
I'd be snoozing.
I'll be snoozing.
So
Good.
you're all allowing Leroy to take the full watch then?
Yep.
All right.
Wow. I guess so.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
Alright, so yeah, Leroy, make me a perception check for the evening.
Oh man, I'm excited about that.
Oh,
My perception, is also something I'm proficient in. Do I get guidance on this, or is this just throughout the night?
I'll say since you're in your sentry mode, unfortunately not. I don't
That's
think you
fair.
can
I still got
guide
a 22,
yourself.
so it's cool.
That's good. I'll need to decide later whether or not I want you to make 3 perception rolls a night, as if there are 3 separate shifts like
Yeah,
normal. But I
mean,
think for
there
now,
are
I'll,
3 watches.
I'll allow this roll to just be all 3 watches for now. The night passes, and besides the very, very faint and distant flickering of the torches and things around, you don't hear much down here. It's very quiet, and you know the faint dripping of water from above the halls, but occasionally some dust settles and then rocks shift in the rubble nearby. But the night passes
Make a mental
pretty.
note to fix the ceiling.
Yeah, yes. No water dripping in here right now, but just you got a big ass hole in the into the open world where rain is currently pouring in.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a pretty calm night otherwise.
All right.
It's almost so silent. It's like if you weren't, a century used to being in essentially a meditative state, it would be almost maddening just how quiet it is down here sometimes. But otherwise, yeah. You all arise 8 hours later. It's actually very early in the morning now, since you guys started your long rest kind of mid-late afternoon. But regardless, you've all had a good night's sleep and are well rested. You may take the benefits of a well rest, get all your things recharged, all that, full heals, etc.
holy! All right.
Everybody wakes up to Carrick, like working on rebuilding Patch.
Right. So Patch was basically rebuilt by that disc you guys found. So all you need to do is work with your tools a little bit to kind of get the spark of life going again. That was the one thing that was not.
Yeah.
And kind of get the magic flowing through it again. But
So
if a construct has a soul, although I suppose Leroy is a construct as well, so it does raise some questions, doesn't it?
Does.
feelings are gonna get hurt.
There are lots of seemingly ensouled agents that are robotic in this world.
Seemingly.
Do be like that.
All right, so
I mean,
you've
what are you
all
gonna do?
woken?
All right. Before we get too racist towards the robot,
What's that?
I was saying before we get too racist towards the robot, we should probably do something.
Potentially. I mean, I could just make arguments that we're all made of meat machines, since, robot seeming
Powered
to have
by
a soul is just the
electricity.
same.
Flowing through our
Yeah.
brains.
Little android
Oh, it's
man.
meat puppets.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Fair
So-
enough.
Maybe it's all the same.
Or maybe it's not.
Or maybe it's not. You're absolutely correct. Thank goodness it doesn't matter.
Thank goodness
Nihilism
this
is one
doesn't
of those
actually.
great things to just kick in.
Wonderful.
What was that, Nick?
Oh, yeah, good thing. Good thing this has 0 impact on the actual game.
True. Yeah, like what's Power Word Kill do?
Oh, nothing to an android.
It's because it's a global
Actually,
No soul.
no soul to be commanded to leave the body. Taking
Exactly.
notes, DM.
Necrotic damage, no effect.
I actually am immune to disease, which is pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty great, actually.
It's cash.
Somehow I'm only resistant to poison.
You and the monk, except he has the added benefit of having a soul.
And he'll be immune eventually.
Yeah.
Or is that just a Cobalt Soul thing?
That's all that's on this.
That's a monk thing, yeah. Ah!
That's what I thought. I only played
Alright.
a monk to level 5.
I'm just memeing.
All right.
We have more rooms to explore.
Yes,
Let's
there
go.
are
Explore, yes.
down the hallways you can currently see, not behind the rubble and stuff. You can see about a dozen or so rooms of various sizes.
He's also
Dang.
in the VR.
Well, let's check these rooms out one at a time as a party.
Uh-huh. Per usual.
All right. So as you guys approach one of the doors, would you like to approach a very large door or a very small door, or a medium door, a human-sized door?
Ooh. So many
Real
fucking
Goldilocks
options.
situation.
How about just the first door on the left coming out of the teleport room?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. First one on the left.
So a big door. Besides being big, nothing else seems strange about the door. Who would like to open it?
Well, there's one big party member here, so I guess that's my job.
Okay. The door
Let's say
opens effortlessly.
Oh,
Effortlessly. Oh, this was easy.
It's not even
Finally, an
bad.
easy one, and I will simply walk in.
All right. Inside, you see an eternally lit torch, and it's lighting the room. It's not a very large room, despite the large door, but this appears to be living quarters. There's a large bed, a large dresser, a
As
large.
he opens the door. Oh,
I
fuck.
thought it was gonna be.
And he'll kind of turn everybody else. Yeah, no need to go in there.
What
Don't
is
worry
it?
about it. It's a bedroom. It's sleeping quarters. We slept on the floor for no reason.
Yeah, but we slept warm on the floor. I say
be-
suddenly in an American accent.
To be fair, there is no mattress on the bed frame. It's just a stone frame, but there's some dust that maybe there was some bedding there that rotted away, but
Gross.
Yeah. Oh well.
Alright, well, we'll retrofit this place.
Good to know it's here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
Next
I would
room?
assume you would check all the other rooms and
Oh yes.
or as many of them until you feel satisfied. They're all just various sizes of sleeping quarters.
All right.
Nothing left over. Otherwise,
How many of each size do we have?
So there are roughly a dozen rooms, split evenly among the three sizes.
Okay.
With the
So
big
5
doors
each.
being, the big doors are closest to the teleportation room, medium, and then the small ones are closest to the auditorium.
Is that racist?
Ooh.
All right. We've still got the big double door, the 20-ish foot door to go through.
That's what you just went through. Get here.
Oh,
Oh,
that
yeah, sorry, that
was
was-
okay. So that was that one. This wasn't
Yes.
included in the underneath the bleachers doors.
There's
This,
the 2 collapsed hallways.
yeah. So this it was the big double doors underneath the bleachers,
Yes. Okay.
and then there are the 2 collapsed hallways, and then next to the stage on either side of the stage is a large door.
Okay, so we have to hit those still.
Yes.
Okay,
Seems
let's
so,
do
yeah.
those. I got my order backwards.
All good.
All makes sense.
I'm very excited for what's in the final room.
All right. So
I
as
bet
you-
it's a key to the safe.
Who would like to open one of these doors?
I will check one for traps.
Investigation, please.
I will guide myself.
Mm-hmm.
18.
All right. Does not look trapped.
Great. I will open that door.
Okay. Being a large door, it's hard for you to open, but
Oh, yes, I'm
after
very
you
weak.
apply some force to it, you really get some elbow grease in there. It does open.
It's a literal thing in my case.
Sure.
All right.
Directly behind it, you see more lit torches and a staircase leading up to behind the stage.
All right, guys. The green room's back here.
Oh, all right. I will follow.
So there are on either side of the stage these kind of wings where you could, the backstage area really.
Yeah.
But deep behind the stage, behind what looks like where there may have been curtains hung, just judging by what's on the ceiling, these metal racks and things and odds and ends, you see another large door just directly in the middle of the backstage area.
Have like a giant keyhole in the middle.
No, it's a pretty. It looks like the door you just came through. It's again a large door.
Yeah.
It's just this one is in the middle instead of there being 2 on either side.
Yeah. And this is facing away from the stage.
This is behind the stage. Like,
Okay.
yeah, the backstage.
But it doesn't
area.
look like a door onto the stage.
No, it looks like it would be behind. From what you can tell from above, it looks like it would be behind some kind of curtain, but there's no longer a curtain there.
Okay. Guys, go through.
Let's go.
All right, we will
All right.
save that door for next time, as it is
Oh.
all
Secret
just
base,
about 9
secret
p.m.
base.
I
Yeah,
hope
I've got
you
a clock
guys...
right in front of me, and I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you all next week.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was good shit. Secret base, y'all.
Secret
Yeah,
base.
this place is cool.
Base.